the beginning of the year, as we all know, the entire world was a little bit weird, as I was recovering from the biggest global shutdown in history. Within the last year, I spent one of the most crucial years of my life doing something extremely unconventional. Something I've only fantasized about once upon a time. As human beings, we all have dreams, wants, and desires, but let's be real, most of us don't ever get close to reaching them. Sometimes we just don't know where to start, how to start, and life's responsibilities naturally get in the way. Although I've been away from home for 9 months, 7 out of those 9 months have been special. So special. Ever since I got introduced into travel photography, I've been exposed to some of the most beautiful places in the world. Places I've never seen before, and places I couldn't believe existed. And within those 7 months, I've visited every single place on my bucket list. Prior to arriving to Southeast Asia, I wasn't even sure if I'd be able to make it into my first country because entry rules into, well, Thailand in particular were changing by the day. It was the biggest headache in the world, but thank God there's travel insurance. But even though I finished and I finalized all of my paperwork and had all my documents, I wasn't even sure that I'd be able to make it through the airport. What if they reject me? What if I missed a document? Did I have everything booked? Well, I'll tell you. Fast forward one layover and 21 hours later, I finally arrived in Bangkok, Thailand. Relieved and in disbelief, I couldn't believe that I successfully made it over in one piece. But that wasn't just all. So, back in January, it was mandatory for everyone entering into Thailand to quarantine for at least 1 day to see if you've caught COVID upon arrival. And with just my luck, I got tested positive for COVID for the very first time. I was in a new foreign country all by myself. I didn't speak the language, didn't know what to do, and didn't really have anyone to take care of me. What a way to start my trip, right? So at this point, I've realized that the only person I could really rely on was me. Okay, so this is an update that I wish I didn't record, but at the hotel, finally waited, my results came out, and I'm positive. I tested positive for COVID. It's the first time I've been tested positive in my entire life. And it's finally in another country, so they're gonna move me to another hotel tomorrow, one where it's like for quarantine, or where people do quarantine. And I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, it is what it is, and I'm just dealing with it as it comes. So that's the reality of traveling internationally right now. The very next day, I was transported to an exclusive COVID hotel to start my mandatory 10-day quarantine, all alone in Bangkok, Thailand. I was nervous, I didn't know what I was going to do, I didn't know what I was supposed to do, and for the life of me, I was trying to figure out if my insurance would cover my bills, which they actually ended up not doing. Didn't really know what to think, and didn't fully feel like myself since there was just so much going on. Rules. Mandatory rules, consequences. For the first time in my life in 2 years, there was silence. This was the first time my mind wasn't endlessly running in circles, and the moment I thought I was finally free, I was put into a situation where I had to follow the rules and a structure. A feeling I wasn't used to, but that also comes with a freelancing lifestyle. But in the most counterintuitive way, this mandatory quarantine was a blessing in disguise. So I took advantage of this time. This limited time. I took advantage of the peace and quiet I didn't realize I needed and deserved. Because at that time, the only luggage I had left was in my head. So whatever I could and wanted to create in this confined, boxy room was all up to me. My thoughts were mine, my time was mine, my space was mine. I've been trying to come up with the right words to fully describe my journey traveling across some of the most fascinating countries in the world. From understanding different upbringings and lifestyles to viewing some of the most incredible landscapes all around Southeast Asia. Just a year ago, if you told me that I'd have the opportunity to solo travel in Southeast Asia, I'm not sure I would have been able to believe you. Because in these last 7 months, not only have I learned more about the different types of people who live in this world, but I've also learned to be completely okay and happy all alone. You gotta calibrate this. Dance. Literally when Call me lucky, privileged. I've also been getting rich, which may only be true with experiences, never came easily. Man, most of it wasn't. What you see on the internet and across social media are only the quick few second end products of all the blood, sweat, and tears that went into what I'm sharing with you now. I cannot even tell you how difficult it was trying to find the balance between travel, work and leisure, relationships, and health. And from the amount of emotional battles I've had to handle and figure out on my own, to the amount of strain I've added onto my shoulders, lugging around my camera bag across insane hikes and far distances, every single trek and beautiful destination was worth every ounce of energy taken out of me. I'm so sorry you're alone. Wait, so why are you alone? Why would you ever want to travel alone? Are overly common questions I've received throughout my journey solo traveling all across Southeast Asia. Well, if you really want to know, I'm alone because of choice. Before departing for Southeast Asia, although I was still traveling, I actually first started my travels solo, and actually, well, by the end, my solo travels didn't end up so solo anymore. And it ended up that I was always taking care of someone else. Because whether I was crashing on someone's couch or camping in someone's car, I always felt the need to give back. Maybe it's just a part of who I am, but I've realized that I naturally always put someone else's needs before mine. So eventually, I forgot to take care of myself. To the point where I ended up getting stuck and desperate for space. I was looking for something that no human being was able to give me, something that no amount of words were able to fulfill. All I wanted was to be alone. So bad. I just needed my space and wanted to take care of myself. I just needed and wanted to be selfish this one time. I've fallen in love with the art of solo travel because when you're finally all alone, your time belongs to you, your space belongs to you, your freedom belongs to you and only you. You don't have to worry or consider anyone else's feelings besides your own. Your schedule, well, there is no schedule. And there's this feeling of freedom that's experienced that once you experience it for yourself, it's something that you don't ever want to give up. Don't get me wrong, there's beauty in sharing an experience in a trip with someone else, but there's also something so special to be felt when all alone. During my 7-month solo journey in Southeast Asia, I've learned again and again that uncertainty will always creep up on you. Your plans usually never pan out the way you've envisioned them to be. Your schedule changes by the hour. You may not even know where you'll be sleeping that night, but at the end of the day, everything always falls into place. But it's really up to you on how you plan to react to these series of events, how you choose to control your feelings after every good and bad situation, because at the end of the day, this is your world. Your creative world, and you are the only one with the power to have the final say. Exploring and getting lost in Southeast Asia seemed like a far-fetched dream, and these 7 months was more than I could have ever asked for. And to tell you the truth, I could have easily solo traveled Southeast Asia for years, but with time and age, preferences change. So I listened to my heart and finally put an end to it all. Up until my last departure in Vietnam, I felt like nothing but the luckiest girl in the world. These last 7 months were nothing but a dream come true, and although it almost seemed like an end to an era, I know for a fact that I'll be back. When? Only the world knows, but until then, I just want to say one last thing. Whether it's traveling the world, reaching that fitness goal, learning how to cook, or picking up a hobby you've always wanted to, be intentional about reaching that goal and give it your all. Push now, sleep later. Trust your gut, listen to your heart, and all else will follow. Allow your fear to be driven by uncertainty because at the end of it all, you've only got one chance in this crazy world we call life. And if these goals are really that important to you, I promise you will do everything in your power to reach that goal. You're not going to have all the answers now, and you're going to be lost and confused about your decision, but stay true to your heart, stay true to your world, and I promise all else will follow. If you're new to the channel or if you've been following my journey from the beginning, I can only be thankful for you guys for being here. Your support keeps and kept me going throughout all this time. Really, if it wasn't for you guys, I would not be here. And as this is not the last video I plan on sharing on my solo adventures in Southeast Asia, I'd love to see you guys here again. So if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe onto the channel for more travel vlogs like this. And in whatever part of the world you're in, always remember, safe and happy travels. I'll see you guys in the next video. We are at the last and final jump of this Pioneer trip. It's a little baby jump, but Grace, girl, get over your fears and you got this. Let this be the quickest one. But honestly, guys, overall this entire experience was amazing, and the last and final part, the most important part, is that if you guys like travel vlogs like this, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe onto the channel, hit that notification bell. Let's get it! All right, jump!
There you go.
Woo! And you crossed it! Oh my god!